Talk Your a podcast where we don't give no you, and you. Oh, and did I say you? Yeah, you too. Now, let's talk about it.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to Talk Your Shit Daily. And I'm your host, Big Slick. As always, we got another great episode for you today. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my listeners. Whether you're at home, at work, in your car, all the truck drivers on the road, I appreciate you tuning in. Look, and if you didn't hit that subscribe button yet, hit the button, man. Listen, let's jump right into the show today. Today's show is going to be about why men make bad decisions and how can you avoid making those decisions. So first, let's just jump right into it. Why a lot of men make bad decisions. One of the main reasons is ego. Ego and pride I have you making bad decisions all day because what happens is this. You might hear something and you taking it personal, right? When you dealing with your ego, everything is like it's a personal attack on you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody testing your manhood or something like that, or you know, and it don't even be that serious. But your ego will be talking to you and be like, "Yo, who this guy over here talking to? What are you talking about? Who is this person talking to? Right? You need to say something to him. That's what your ego will have you doing, and the person you talking about I ain't even mean no harm or meant it that way. Now, mind you, if it's something dealing with your family and you know your wife, kids, girlfriend, by all means, you already know you know what you got to do with that. But in other situations, man, your ego and your pride, sometimes you got to check that at the door. A lot of people can't take constructive criticism. So somebody might be giving you some type of advice that help you. Here go your ego and your pride again. Yo, who they think they talking to? But how they know what to do is right. My way is the right way. Later for your way. It's another bad decision. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that happens in business. You let your ego and your pride get in the way, thinking you doing it the right way, and you cost yourself a lot of money. That's a big bad decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely one of the key things. A lot of men let their ego and their pride get in the way of it. Another thing is emotional. You get too emotional. When you get emotional, you make bad decisions. You're not thinking rational. So emotional things can have you making bad decisions all day. You know, again, that's you taking it personal. A lot of things is not personal, man. You know what I mean? A lot of times as men, we'll take something personal into the heart too much, and we need to stop doing that and just look into what's really going on and then make the correct decision about it. You know what I'm saying? But keep emotion out of it because if you deal with that, you're always going to make a bad decision. Another thing is why a lot of people make bad decisions is pure pressure. Pure pressure. I have you just following anybody just to fit in, right? And let's look at the bottom line of it. People are pure pressured because they want to fit in a certain social group, whatever that is. You get peer pressured, you know. So you're basically letting somebody force you in to doing something you don't want to do. And that's always a bad decision because you didn't put no thought into it. Secondly, you don't really want to do it. So pure pressure have a lot of men making bad decisions. And this can start at an early age. This can start when you're a grown man. It don't even make a difference. But when you're peer pressured, a lot of bad decisions happen because of that situation. So you got to watch out for that as well. So another thing is losing focus on the big picture. So you can make a lot of bad decisions by just losing focus on the big picture. You always got to pay attention on what's going on. What's the big picture, right? Then you won't make a bad decision. You might look at something that might be happening right here, but you're supposed to be looking 2 or 3 steps ahead of that. You know what I mean? Always stay focused on the big picture. Now, I told you I was going to tell you how can you not make bad decisions, right? How to avoid making bad decisions. First of all, everybody is going to make bad decisions, right? So let me reiterate that. How can you limit making a lot of bad decisions? Why don't we do that, right? Because everybody make bad decisions, and it's a learning experience. So you got to make some type of mistakes to learn from it. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes bad decisions in their life. The thing is if you're going to make that same bad decision again, did you really learn from it? So again, how to avoid making bad decisions. All right. So we know the saying, live in the moment. And yeah, I go with that saying, but that's only live in the moment when you're having a good moment. You live in that moment. When you having a bad moment, don't live in that moment. Like a bad decision, you making a bad decision, and now you living in that moment. So when something comes up like that, when you're trying to make a decision, you need to think about the decision you making, how it's going to affect you down the line. This is one of the ways you can avoid making bad decisions. So that's another thing I'm going back to, is looking at the big picture, right? So how can this decision affect you going down the line? Who can it affect? Because sometimes, us as men, we might just be thinking about us at the moment, right? Our ego got us just thinking about us. We forgetting about all our loved ones. How is this decision is going to affect them? So when you do make these decisions or important decisions, to avoid making bad decisions, is looking at the big picture and looking down the line. Is it worth you making this decision? Right? Who is it going to affect? Now you might be thinking, it ain't going to affect me. I can take it, but you forgot about your kids, or your wife, or family members, your mother, your father. How it's going to affect your loved ones. So that's one of the reasons how you can avoid making bad decisions. That's actually the main one, is putting some type of thought process in it before you make any rash decisions. And these split second decisions makes no sense. Now, this is a known fact. A bad decision that might takes 30 seconds to a minute for you to make can cost you a lot of time and a lot of grief. Ask all the people that's locked up right now that if they can take back 5 minutes of that bad mistake, they will do it any day. That 5 minutes or 3 minutes just cost them 15 years, 10 years, 5 years of their life for making a decision within a minute without putting no thought into it, a rash decision, letting their ego, right, get in the way, letting their pride get in the way, and now they doing time. Some of them doing life for making a bad decision. And I guarantee you, if you ask any of these men, would they change that? They would. Oh, I wish I'd have thought before I did that. And it only took a minute. So that's why I'm telling you, before you make any decisions, man, think about it. Think about who it's going to affect. Is it going to affect you? Is it going to affect your loved ones? Just take a moment to think. Set that ego and that pride aside, man. It messed up a lot of people. You got to know when to use your ego. You got to know when to push forward and use that confidence builder. And you got to know when to sit that shit down and pay attention to what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. This is Big Slick. It's been another great episode of Talk Your Shit Daily. You know what I do, man. Look, everybody sit back, relax, stay focused, and make good decisions, man. You already know what it is. It's Big Slick, and I'm out. Peace.